Boston Bruins Hockey on NESN is brought to you by Subaru of New England, by Ace Ticket, by Toyota's official website for deals, buyatoyota.com, by Dunkin' Donuts, America runs on Dunkin', by your New England Ford dealers, by McDonald's, by TD Bank, America's most convenient bank, and make the holidays shine even brighter now during Hyundai Holidays. Bruins come into this one in first place in the Atlantic Division, but Pittsburgh already has won today over in the Metropolitan, so Pittsburgh 7 points ahead of the Bruins. Boston has 3 games in hand going into tonight's action. Buffalo is at the bottom of the Atlantic Division, and in fact at the bottom of the NHL's overall standings with just 21 standings points on the season, 9-23-3. But Ted Nolan's guys are beginning to play consistent defensive hockey. They have gone 5 straight games allowing 2 or fewer goals against. It's up to Jonas Enroth, not Ryan Miller, but Enroth, to keep that streak going tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise, remove your caps for the singing of our national anthem, performed this evening by a Garden legend. Accompanied by Bruins organist Ron Poster, please welcome Rene Rancourt.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Holiday atmosphere here at TD Garden as we bring you tonight's starting goalies, brought to you by your local New England Audi dealers. Experience Audi Quattro all-wheel drive tonight. Jonas Enroth in his last 7 games, no wins, 4 losses, 2 overtime or shootout losses, a 2.83 goals against average, an 888 save percentage. Tuukka Rask, lifetime in this building, a sub-2 goals against average, a 932 save percentage, 13 shutouts. The Bruins had better bring their shooting skates tonight. Universally disappointed after the Thursday night result. The game is on. Rick, it's about generating chances and burying them for Boston.
Yeah, energy tonight. There was, a lack of energy perhaps in the building until Buffalo got the lead in the third period, and better inside position in front of the net.
Nick Johnson far side. Gregory Campbell can't control it on the backhand. Marcus Foligno gives it forward. D'Agostini chasing Boychuk to the end boards. Seidenberg up to the neutral zone. Jordan Caron over the red line. Goes cross corner and bangs twice with Marcus Foligno. Third time gives him a chop with the stick. And play continues. Milan Lucic keeps the puck in the attacking zone for a moment, and it's ruled offside. had a basketball game that ended just about 3.5 hours ago here. Tremendous job by the Bull Gang and the ice crew to get the surface ready. Not knowing how well it's going to hold up. That is an awful lot of stress on a surface that needs to remain frozen, flat, and predictable. Chara up the middle. It caroms off David Krejci's stick and Billy Lano's skate. Steve Ott, the captain for Buffalo, throws it into Chara's legs, and the Bruins take possession. Lano dropping back into the neutral zone. Chara looking for Ginla at the blue line. He couldn't get it past Henrik Talinder, so he throws it down the boards. Talinder goes back to retrieve. Krejci pressures. Tyler Myers gives it away to Milan Lucic. Ott swoops back, picks it up, and carries into the neutral zone to Drew Stafford over the line. Stafford had a really big goal for Buffalo a couple of nights ago at First Niagara Center. Lucic staples Jamie McBain into the boards. Chara comes over and gives him a bang. Ott wrestles against Torrey Krug and knocks him down along the end boards. Chara throws the forearm into Ott, and that knocks him off the puck. Krug goes right back into the pile of bodies. Stafford loses control. Krejci missed stick handles, but the puck deflects over to Krug. The long pass to the attacking line to Iginla. The shot save, and Roth juicy rebound. Iginla wrestling Weber for it, and he wins the puck to Marchand. Marchand has Bergeron near side. Bergeron's shot couldn't get it cleanly through Tyler Ennis. Marchand didn't see Bergeron until there was a man on him.
Exactly right. It was just a half second too late. Otherwise, Bergeron gets a good one-timer away.
Zemgus Girgensons goes to the corner, flips it near side from Matt Molson, the dangerous ex-Islander who used to be such a deadly pair with John Tavares. Back into the neutral zone. Alexander Seltzer gets it back from Christian Ehrhoff. Now ahead to Girgensons, but it deflects back to Ehrhoff. Buffalo will be quite content just to weather a storm here. It's Tyler Ennis' shot. Rask saves it across the goal mouth. Seltzer throws it toward goal. Bartkowski flips it up and into the corner. Bartkowski wins the puck up the boards. Riley Smith takes the hit. Ennis tries to self-pass around Seidenberg, picks it up on the boards. Spooner up the wall. Soderberg one-hands it through the neutral zone.
Real good shot, Jack, by Ennis. In stride. Maybe surprised Tuukka just a little bit, but it was intended to get a rebound. It was a real good shot from a tough angle.
Linus Ullmark lobs one in. A can of corn for Rask.
Well, the Bruins at the beginning of the year wanted to get more quick ups through the neutral zone. If you can stretch the ice, go ahead and do it if the time is right. David Krejci with a quick recovery to get that puck on the stick of Torrey Krug. Eyes up, skates forward, looking for Iginla, who started out on the right wing, comes all the way across the neutral zone and finds open space, and a nice pass from Krug on the left side.
Boychuk and Brian Flynn in the corner. Flynn back to Talinder. The drive goes into Bergeron's legs. Now Soderberg bunts it ahead, gets to the red line, bounces it all the way to the end boards, and Talinder takes it. D'Agostini kicks it off to Flynn. Flynn had a shorthanded goal. The Linfield native getting his chance with a struggling Sabres team and making the most of it. Talinder bats it right to Spooner. It's offside, though. The goal would not have counted had it beaten Jonas Enroth.
Another example of the adjustments you have to make. Matt Frazier hanging on to that puck. He's on his backhand side playing the off wing, and he goes with the high lob out in the neutral zone because he couldn't shift to his forehand to make the pass that he wanted to because he's getting squeezed off. Lay that puck out into an area maybe Soderberg gets to, and the puck gets knocked down. Bruins think they have something going in transition. Spooner coming through the neutral zone, but Soderberg couldn't drag that skate to stay onside.
Lano to Stafford, knocks it out of the air, but Chara tips it away on the sweep. Now Ott takes the bounce down off the boards, tries to shove it past the post, and Rask locks it up there to take the face-off of the Boston end. Buffalo's first period struggles are well known. The Sabres aren't even in double digits in goals scored in the first period. This is game number 36 of the season for them. But Brick, they do seem to be learning how to slow down their opponents in the neutral zone and defend their own goal mouth.
Yeah, they're competing at a higher rate now, or a higher level under Teddy Nolan than they were when they were 4-15 or so to start the season. And once you have a little bit of success in that compete factor column, you start to believe in it.
Johnson and Leno wrestling for the puck. Weber, a physical defenseman, chips it past Ott, and that easily will go down the frictionless ice for icing.
And with the icing to the Sabres, Jack, the quick line change, offensive zone draw. Out comes the Krejci line.
This line was nothing short of dominant in the third period a couple of nights ago, but could not find a way past Ryan Miller. Had a couple of shifts that had zone time of almost a minute on each shift. Ott 3-on-2 over the Boston line. Stafford drives, save Rask, punches it back past the dot. Another shot by Stafford, and Rask has to take a face off of the Boston end.
Now it's almost numbers for the Sabres because of the indecision on the forecheck. David Krejci was the third man high, but it was almost kind of stationary right around the dot, maybe the hash mark. And if you don't have enough speed generated on that lateral move, and you got your two wingers that are below you in your sight, you got to turn maybe a little sooner and start picking up. Otherwise, you're going to give up a 3-on-2, and it's a pretty good shot coming across the blue line for the Sabres. Let go by Stafford.
24-year-old Tyler Ennis on the faceoff against Krejci. Ennis had that dangerous chance on his last shift. Krejci wins the faceoff cleanly. Iginla into Ennis's legs. Battles back for it, gets the puck to Krejci over the line. Lucic takes it on the bounce, taps it down low. Ehrhoff locks up Iginla, and Seidenberg comes all the way in from the blue line to keep it alive in the attacking zone. Iginla against Ehrhoff. Seidenberg bounces it past Iginla. It rolls up the kick plate to Girgensons. Iginla clamps down on him so Krejci can recover short of the red line. Girgensons takes a green light hit on Krejci as he was trying to find the handle on the puck, but Lucic has it over the line. Iginla wrists it in on Enroth. He sticks it to the end boards. Lucic gets his stick lifted by Ehrhoff, who gets it up the boards but not out. Seidenberg couldn't make the play, and here's a 3-on-2. Girgensons closing on the off wing. The shot saved by Rask as it goes through Bartkowski. Now Myers heels the drive. Iginla skates it deliberately to the neutral zone, waiting for a change. He's got Marchand with him now. Chucks it around through the corner. Myers and Marchand, Mutt and Jeff's story there. One guy 6'8", and one guy, I don't know what, 5'9" maybe, if he's standing on his tippy toes. Krug up to the attacking line. Marchand tries to get the quick re-entry, and Kevin Porter with a good stick lift for Buffalo.
You know, the idea on the pinch down the wall and then to try to make a back pass to Iginla by Seidenberg led to that chance for Buffalo. The decision was good, the execution wasn't.
Riley Smith got a hold of the bouncing puck and cleared it out. He gets it back from Bergeron, pulls up on the half boards. Krug trying to race on by. Talinder stops him with the body. Matt Ellis goes into the end boards. Talinder up through the corner. Riley Smith keeps it in again. Bergeron spins it down the boards. It hops over to Linder's stick. Marchand tries a little magical move one-handed, pulled the first half of it off. Smith jamming against Myers near the goal. Now Smith comes up, gives it to Bergeron. The turning shot goes off a Buffalo stick, up and out of play. 13:45 to go first period. Bruins haven't found their attacking rhythm yet. It's 0-0 with the Buffalo Sabres.
No score first period. Boston, Buffalo. Good read and react by Dennis Seidenberg, and that allows Iginla to rotate out high in this area here. Seidenberg tries to go through the legs, back to Iginla. I like that decision. Those two combined on a nice goal up in Edmonton on a similar rotation in the offensive zone. Iginla finds open space. Seidenberg pitches down the wall, makes a play. In Edmonton, he was coming from around the net, but in this instance, he's on the same wall. But when he doesn't complete the pass, it's a 3-on-2 for Buffalo. And Tuukka Rask got to make a pretty good stop.
Spooner with Matt Fraser on his right and Carl Soderberg on his left. 3 left shots on this line. Brick, how difficult is it for a young player like Matt Fraser, a left shot, to play the off wing, which isn't natural for him?
Yeah, it's difficult, and you're not making excuses for him.
Warsawski's drive, kick saved by Enroth. Nice shot labeled low for Warsawski.
Yeah, but when you haven't played the off wing a whole lot, and you're coming into a league that is the best league that you've ever played in, and you're playing against guys with tremendous skill and compete level, and you don't want to be a weak link. You want to get the job done defensively. You get a little conservative. You try to make safe plays, and you don't just kind of read and react and play to your strengths, which is, I got an NHL shot. I can score goals. I'm one of the most dominant goal scorers in the American League. I can score at this level, but you're not really in the same areas in the offensive zone as a result of starting on the right side. You can make the adjustments and fit in. Good face-off win. Speaking of shooting the puck, Warsawski can fire it too. Good hard drive, about a foot off the ice, labeled on that glove side, and Roth had to get it with the pad.
Seidenberg controls the puck, gets in front of the penalty bench and sends the easy backhand down the boards. Good stick check by Gregory Campbell against Leno to keep the puck alive. Now here's Caron on the tight pivot, but he loses an edge and Leno skates it out. Now Ott tries to flip it over Seidenberg but can't. Seidenberg drops in deep, goes indirect for Nick Johnson, and Weber hammers it around through the corner. Seidenberg to Bartkowski, reverses for Nick Johnson. Johnson works it up to center ice and then rolls it all the way around behind Enroth. He sends it off the stanchion. Funny bounce comes to Johnson. Caron fires it on goal and Enroth makes the save. The puck tumbles to the far corner. Jamie McBain takes the hit to move the puck to Mike Weber. Weber up over his own line. Ott into the middle to Leno, but on the cut, Stafford is offside.
Limited tickets are available. See the Bruins take on the Senators this Friday at 7 p.m. right here at the TD Garden. Can't find the tickets you want? You can be the first to know if additional tickets become available when you sign up to get last-minute ticket alerts by email or text at bostonbruins.com/ticket alerts.
Bergeron wins the faceoff cleanly away from Ennis. Krug back to retrieve. Jurgensen unloads on Krug. Chara to Bergeron coming below the dots, but Marchand can't get the puck out of the zone as he gets checked. Chara quickly to Smith through the gap to Bergeron. Couldn't kick it ahead to try to make the play on it. And the Bruins have to regroup. Marchand to Bergeron. He bounces it down the wall. Marchand playing the body all the way against Ehrhoff, but here comes Ennis with it. Loops it out to center. It bounces in front of Krug. D to Zdeno Chara all the way toward the attacking line, and Marchand is still slowly gliding back toward the Boston bench and not looking too good doing it.
Had that knee-on-knee hit the other night in Buffalo when he had that great scoring chance. Now he's going to try to get a good hip check down low right around the hip on Ehrhoff, and even though he was the aggressor, he's looking to make the body contact. Obviously hit Ehrhoff in a bad spot because he's having a difficult time getting off the ice.
Scott Wall, Matt Falconer helping Brad Marchand down the tunnel.
Down by the locker room prior to the game, Jack, and you run into the Bruin players that aren't in the lineup, and
it's a pretty impressive bunch.
It's a pretty good squad that's not in the lineup right now. Certainly a five-man unit you could roll out on the ice that's not in there, and now it looks like you're going to add Marchand to the same group.
Claude Julien wasn't exactly 100% on the Buffalo trip. Gradually escaping the clutches of this virus that has raced through the roster and the staff.
Now, when you get it, you're just hoping it's maybe 24 hours at its maximum. Sometimes it hangs around for 48, and that's what you got to fight through.
Matt Ellis wins the faceoff back to Tillinder. The shift in the backhand, but Warsofsky reaches up to glove it down. Lucic chips the pass across. It gets away from Krejci. He bangs against Tillinder in front of the penalty bench. Puck's underneath Ellis. Krejci flips it to Lucic. Iginla loses his stick on the way through traffic. And Johnny Boychuk back to retrieve. Lucic has Krejci immediately ahead and headmans the puck. Now Krejci settles it flat. Saucers to Iginla, knocks it down at the circle. The wrist shot going all the way around. Rask making his break to the Boston benches. There's a delayed penalty coming up against the Sabres here. Bergeron is the extra skater. Warsofsky carries the puck. Bergeron holds up at the line. Krejci tries to drop it off, but it isn't clean, and Flynn gets possession. Looks as if McBain, is that the signal? He's going to go. Don Van Massenhoven signaling hooking, and I have yet to see a player.
Number 17, minor penalty.
That's Linus Ullmark.
Well, it all started with a wraparound breakout by Johnny Boychuk that got the pass on the stick of Milan Lucic, and he was able to find David Krejci. David Krejci's going to delay the back check. Lucic is just trying to run a little screen. So in the eyes of the official, they thought that stick to the midsection of Lucic, even though he was fine right where he was worthy of a penalty.
Bruins power play brought to you by McDonald's. David Warsofsky Out high with Riley Smith. Ryan Spooner holds the puck on the half board, sends it low for Soderberg. Can't find it in his skates. Sulzer hammers it around, but not out. Warsowski changes the angle by coming off the boards rapidly. Spooner throws it through the middle. It's off a Buffalo stick. Smith retrieves on the far side. Wheels it to Bergeron. Handles the tough pass nicely and saucers it over to Warsowski. He plays it on the bounce off the boards. Gives it down to Spooner. Spooner to Bergeron. The tap back to Spooner. Now low. Soderberg goes right to goal. Smith scores! Beautiful triangle work by the Bruins. 2-on-1s all over the place. And Riley Smith puts them on top.
Well, the Bruins try to load up for the back door. Initially, when they first got into this set, Soderberg mishandled the puck. And the Bruins keep the puck in, and then Bergeron does a nice job in that high slot, that triangle, possession play, puck battles, keep it alive. And then all the cues are in place, Jim. The minute Spooner gets that return pass from Warsowski, he starts that little attack, draws someone to him. Now you have to find Soderberg. The minute Soderberg sees that pass coming, he starts to collect the puck and move towards the net. You have to attack along the goal line. That's what he wanted to do the initial time. Lost the puck. This time handled it clean. And wide open is Riley Smith on the far side.
So the Bruins now try to add to the lead. Torrey Krug whips the puck down low. It's off Johnson's stick. Leno scooting around the apron of the goal, and he fights right through Caron to tap the puck ahead. Drew Stafford over the line with Omar going to goal. The shot kicked out by Rask. Tuukka Rask came out and played the angle and kept the puck from getting across the front of the goal. Because Omar, who just made the skate of shame out of the penalty box, was eager to atone for that and really breaking hard down the slot.
It's nice to see Warsowski get some power play time. That's his strength. He gets called up. You give him an opportunity on the man advantage. That's where he's comfortable. That's where he can be effective.
There isn't a caste system on the Boston Bruins. There's a merit system. And if the coaching staff recognizes a special skill in a player, even a young one like Krug, or in this case Warsowski, they're going to give him the minutes that he proves he can handle.
Yeah, Claude Julien didn't use him in Buffalo on the man advantage initially. In game one in the NHL, maybe you want to get his feet wet, feel confident, let him know that he belongs. But here he is in the second game of his NHL career and an opportunity to get on that power play.
Ennis making things happen right back up through the slot. Weber's wrist shot. Iginla blocks it. Krejci controls, spins away from Girgensons, taps laterally for Bartkowski. Bartkowski slows it down as the Bruins change out. Spooner, Soderberg, and Fraser the line. We haven't seen Brad Marchand since he went down the tunnel. Enroth paddles it aside. Ehrhoff around through the corner and all the way to the Boston line. Johnny Boychuk D-to-D to David Warsowski. Banks it off the boards past Soderberg. Sulzer locks up with Spooner. Spooner's going to get a penalty for that. It's a hook. I can't wait to see the replay along with you right after this. Boston Bruins Hockey on NESN is brought to you by the all-new Sierra, designed and engineered by GMC. Incredible thinking in the form of a truck.
Well, just as Linus Ullmark probably didn't agree with the call when the Bruins got a power play and scored with him in the box. Ryan Spooner, again, I'll use the phrase, Jack, in the eyes of the official, felt that was a hook. Looked like pretty good body contact.
So the Bruins on the penalty kill. Patrice Bergeron on the half board sends it back down into the corner. Chara with a giant reach to Boychuk, and he hammers it all the way around and out. The Bruins have killed 16 out of 17 shorthanded situations in their last 5+ games. Christian Ehrhoff wobbles it toward Tuukka Rask. He bumps it aside for Gregory Campbell. Campbell slams it off the glass and it rides into the Boston bench. And I believe the signal is that it's off a Buffalo player, so the faceoff will be in the neutral zone. Brad Marchand returning, and that's a good sign because he was hurting for certain going down the runway.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to join the injured MASH crew, but maybe just a stinger.
Johnny Boychuk tried to get it toward goal and shatters Molson's stick, so it's 4-on-4. Bergeron's shot and a save by Enroth. The Sabres clear, get it to the red line. Boychuk, why not? Here it goes again. Hammers it into the zone. Jamie McBain loves to rush the puck, brings it to Molson. Molson wiggles down toward the dot, but gets Boychuk in his face. Marchand attempts to clear the zone, but can't. Molson trickles it through to Ennis. Ennis out high along the line. Ehrhoff holds. Now McBain with the quick shift down low for Stafford. Shovels it in front, but it deflects all the way out to McBain at the right point. Ennis holds it. The left shot on the right side. Molson back to Ennis. Ennis looking for a seam. He's got Stafford high slot. McBain weak side. The pass a little too hot for McBain to handle ankle high. He couldn't catch it on the forehand. Boychuk knocks the puck away from Molson. Chara gets it toward the corner, but only Ennis is there. He banks it back to Ehrhoff. The drive knocked down in front. Chara on the block, and that doubles him over. He actually takes the left hand out of the glove, looks at it, and goes toward the bench. And he's going to stay on the bench, but he just tosses the glove behind. You have to hope that Chara didn't get a hand injury here.
No, Ehrhoff can pound it, and that's a pretty good drive. And there's Chara standing right in the shooting lane, knowing that puck's coming in his direction. And he very calmly knocks that puck down and finishes the clear before he deals with injury. And he got a little unlucky. You know, he had time behind the goal line to clear the zone, but the puck was on edge up against the boards where he couldn't corral it.
10 seconds to go on the power play. Tyler Myers gets it right back on the deflection off Matt Bartkowski's body. Gregory Campbell chips the puck off the boards and out, and Buffalo's power play produces 0 shots on goal. Minute and 8 seconds spent in the attacking zone for Buffalo. Ott's shot well wide glove side. Myers has a little bit of time at the right point. Wrists it down the boards. Bartkowski unloads on Leno. He lets the puck skid through. Seidenberg up ahead to Lucic with Iginla filling in the middle. Lucic takes the hit to move it to Iginla. Iginla looking for Krejci, and it deflects off Myers' stick all the way to the far boards. Talinder up to the line, wrists it hard around. Lucic hunting Talinder and buckles him over the dasher in front of the Boston bench.
A real good sacrifice by Lucic, Jack. He called it. He knew he was going to take the hit by Ott, but he needed to gain the blue line and draw Ott to him in order to get the puck to Iginla.
Matt Ellis spanks the backhand down through the corner. Rask sends it right past Warsofsky. Ellis throws it all the way around the boards. Weber from the half boards. Fraser with the block. Weber tries again and bounces it down low for Omark. Doesn't get anything on it. Spooner through the corner in front of the Zamboni doors. Fraser gets 1-on-2 here. Goes against Kevin Porter and gets the puck up the boards to Spooner. Spooner gets away from Omark's hook, which will go uncalled. Soderberg's shot. Glove saved by Enroth. Milan Lucic willing to take the hit to move the puck, and you know he's always willing to give it right back. Forest trivia question: which current Bruin was drafted by the Sabres, number 20 overall in 2002? Visit NESN.com/theForest for the answer and enter to win a $50 gift certificate that can be used at the Forest Restaurant and Sports Bar in Boston, Quincy, or Norwell. Special shout out to Mike LeBaron, who took a bad fall and learned he's got to spend the holidays in the hospital, but Mike's a lifelong Bruins fan, a Boston guy, and his daughter Morgan, a hockey player, son Chase, loved him more than anything and conspired with the Nagel family and us to give you the shout out. So Mike, we hope you're back on your feet in no time flat. Best wishes from everybody around the Boston Bruins. Zdeno Chara's drive into Enroth's body, and late in the first period, maybe thanks to the power play, the Bruins seem to be finding an attacking zone rhythm.
Well, that's what a power play goal can do for you. That confidence, the jump, a little bit more energy. Bergeron gets waved out of the draw. In comes Marchand. He wins it right back to Chara.
Christian Ehrhoff taps the puck around through the corner. Krug can't control it on the backhand. Chara chops it up into Foligno's face. Chara, what's the old hockey player saying? It's a long way from the heart. That's right. Especially with him. He's got like 50-inch sleeves. Chara with the huge reach up into the neutral zone. Bergeron goes wing to wing. Marchand drags it over the line. Here's Krug stepping into one. Bergeron looking for the waist-high tip in motion. Is it much more difficult to tip a puck while you're in motion rather than planted in front of the goal and it's just coming at you?
It is, inherently it is, but if you know how to tip a puck, sometimes you prefer to be in motion.
Ennis with a nifty move to get around Marchand's hip check attempt. Bergeron taps it back to Chara, and the puck trickles out over the blue line.
And the reason I say that, Jack, is because you're harder to defend in that case. If you're just standing still battling for position, it's easier for the defending player to lock down on your stick.
Interesting point. So you're saying you sort of generate your own scene. Spooner turns and fires.
You know, big guys like the work the front of the net back in the day.
Spooner's shot knocked down. Enroth dives and covers.
Like a Tim Kerr. You know, when you just tripod in that top of the crease. I mean, he wanted to be standing still, but most players try to get there with a little bit of timing and a little bit of motion. And that's difficult to defend. The defending player's got to skate with you. He's got to be able to time it where he puts his stick on top of your stick and not allow you to get there. It's a good shot by Krug and a good look for a redirect by Bergeron.
He actually got a piece of that with the naked eye. I didn't think he had, but he actually got the shaft of the stick on the puck, making it wobble just a bit. Probably a quarter of an inch on the stick from scoring that goal over the glove of Jonas Enroth. Leno wins the draw against Spooner. Spooner struggled, as the guys pointed out in the pregame, at the faceoff dot, but that's part of being a 180-pound guy who's really first getting his long extended look in the NHL. Ryan Spooner.
Picked up a helper on the first goal. Take a look at the personnel that's on that power play unit for the Bruins when they score that goal. That weren't here as recently as a year ago.
Bartkowski throws it into the middle. Spooner turns and wheels. Soderberg jams the stick loose and still gets off the shot. Tremendous effort by Spooner and Soderberg going to the dirty part of the ice.
Soderberg's bringing his game tonight. His game had tailed off somewhat. You know, you get used to playing with certain guys, and guys go down with injury, and when you're still trying to figure your way around the National Hockey League as a regular guy, trying to be a top 9 forward, this is the effort that he needs to play with. He's a big, strong guy. He's got a good nose for the net. He's got a good shot. Enroth robbed him already today with a glove save on that nice little drop pass, or I should say extended pass by Spooner through the neutral zone. And right there, he had a chance on a wrap.
Deceptive shot. As Fraser let one go from his preferred left wing. Boychuk's backhand loose in the goal mouth. The Bruins peppering the Buffalo net. Warsofsky rotating off the blue line, sends it down the slot. Boychuk's backhand just wide. Fraser brings it back to Warsofsky. The blast tipped by Soderberg off the end glass. Boychuk sends it around. The Bruins are starting to storm the Buffalo end. Jamie McBain lifts it out. Warsofsky gloves it down, but then gives it right to Matt Ellis. Ellis loops it toward Rask's goal, and it skids to the corner. Kevin Porter to Ellis. Tries to shield it. Does. Gets a swerving backhand in on Rask. Good thing that Rask was tracking that, as the Bruins view it anyway.
The good body and stick work by Boychuk to prevent Ullmark from getting the second chance.
Matt D'Agostini, the ex-Canadian and ex-Penguin gets planted by Gregory Campbell. And it turns into a 3-on-3 up ice. Here's Campbell going to the end boards. Ehrhoff looked like he was setting up for a hit, but Campbell kicks it right through Flynn to get the puck to Johnson. Krug with a pirouette, loses Foligno the shot. Juicy rebound. Flynn turns it aside, and there's Krug all over the attacking zone. Tries to tap it back to Chara. Chara holds off D'Agostini. Campbell comes cross ice for Nick Johnson.
Yeah, Chara has to take a conservative approach there. That pass wasn't hard enough to get to him to make it an easy decision.
Flynn sends it around. Good read by Lucic. Steps right past. Goes all the way goal line with it. Comes out the other side of the goal here. Seidenberg taps the pass cross ice. Bartkowski's wrist shot through a massive screen. Going wide on the stick side. Lucic to Johnson. The save by Enroth, reaching up with the blocker. Nick Johnson had saucers for eyes, because that looked as if it was labeled top corner, and the crowd is loving it.
Milan Lucic fresh off the bench, able to step in at the offensive blue line, keep this play alive, pursue the puck, and he ends up on the opposite side of the ice, and he finds Nick Johnson in that high slot. Johnson tries to go high block, and Enroth just reacts in time to get it. Good look by Johnson. It's amazing when you're that third guy high, how many opportunities you end up getting when you're in the right spot at the right time because you're doing your job. Lucic finds him with a perfect pass.
Molson gets thrown out of the faceoff. Bruins have taken 12 of the last 14 shots on goal in this game. Brennan Krejci on the draw. Ehrhoff chops it off the glass. It bounces down for Girgensons at the Boston line. Seidenberg reaches around to go indirect to Lucic. Ennis takes it away from Krejci, and Girgensson enters the zone, backhands it down low. Ennis bangs hard against Seidenberg. Barkowski's there, but Talinder pinches down to the hash marks to keep it moving for Buffalo. Molson back to Talinder, working it around Krejci. Now Molson, the backhand, trying to get Rask off the post, and he does. Girgensson scores. 1:06 to go in the first period, and Buffalo, which counterpunched artfully 2 nights ago, has done it again.
Well, the Bruins defensively just didn't recognize that this is Talinder all the way down from the left wing, but they have 3 players there to Boston's 2. It's just Bartkowski and Krejci. McGinley's just kind of holding his ground at the top of the circle. I think he needs to go in there, or else some other kind of rotation where you don't get outnumbered. It's just a blue-collar kind of goal. Girgenson's able to sneak that puck short side on the second chance opportunity. The puck was free. The Bruins just not in well enough position to defend. Once again, if there's a concern at all from the Bruins in any area, that's one of them. Giving up goals late in period.
Girgensson gets the goal, but that was what you used to describe to us as a Mike Bullard special from Matt Molson, shooting purely with the intent of producing that kind of rebound.
Yeah, and looking for your own rebound is what Mike Bullard used to do. A 50-goal scorer, if people aren't familiar with him back in the day in Pittsburgh. And he would take a puck along the goal line, attack the net, shoot it right at the goaltender's stick. If it broke through and went in, great. If not, it was coming right back to him.
Riley Smith ahead for Bergeron. Enroth pokes the puck to the corner. Bergeron smacks it down the wall. Smith rotates it to Marchand. Marchand all the way back to Chara. Chara's wrist shot through the glove of Enroth to the end boards. Boychuk takes the pass from Smith, looks diagonally for Chara. Chara fires it off the strings wide of the post. Weber gives him the forearm shiver to knock him off balance, but can't get to the puck. Bergeron sends it over to Marchand. Marchand tries to shield the puck from McBain, sends it back to the corner. Weber against Smith and Bergeron. Marchand unable to get control, and he throws the arm around Ott's head. Maybe a little lucky not to get a holding call there, considering the threshold tonight. 3 seconds to go in the period. Chara mashes Stafford, and they'll go to the rooms tied at 1. 15-5 shots on goal in the third period 2 nights ago. Yet 2 goals to none for Buffalo. 14-8 in the first period here tonight in TD Garden, and it's 1-1 after 1. Man, Buffalo has learned how to counterpunch.
Well, Boston, they didn't make a ton of mistakes in that first period, Jack. In fact, it was a real good period for Boston. They did give up a 3-on-2. They did give up a 2-on-1 of sorts. And then they got a little loose in coverage and decision-making on the tying goal in their own end, but pretty good period. And you got to think if they have that kind of play for 60 minutes, they should end up with 2 points.
Should, yes. Would. Well, we'll see. Dale and Billy?
Xfinity HD Zone. Yesterday afternoon, the Bruins did something they try to do every holiday season. After purchasing over $20,000 worth of toy donations, it was the holiday toy delivery presented by Wynn Resorts. The team spent the afternoon after their practice visiting local Boston Children's Hospital to deliver toys to kids who are spending their holidays away from their home and in the hospital. Over 600 patients benefited from the toys, and they also had a smile delivered to them as well. This group of players in particular going with the goofy holiday hats as their point of joy. And Jack, after such a busy December for the Bruins, it's a wonderful thing to see this team still making time for these kids.
Jamie, I like Marchand in the Sherpa hat with the dangling pom-poms. That's a good look on him. Jamie in the Xfinity High Def Zone, brought to you by the Xfinity Triple Play TV, Internet, and Voice. It is 1-1 after 1 as we bring this game to you from TD Garden. The road ahead is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. After this one, just one more game at Nashville Monday night between the Bruins and the 3-day shutdown, as the NHL recognizes that there are things more important than making the turnstiles churn. Then, the only other home-and-home set of the entire season, and isn't that too bad that there are only 2 of them, this Buffalo series and the Ottawa series, coming up the 27th and 28th as we have a long stretch of games coming your way exclusively on NESN. in the New England region. Riley Smith, the goal scorer on the power play, as the Bruins work some beautiful triangles, and Zemgus Girgensons, the young Latvian, still 19 years old, for another couple of weeks, scoring on the rebound off Matt Molson, who drove right to the post and forced Tuukka Rask to have to make the kind of save that he didn't want to have to make, knowing he was going to give up a rebound. First period summary brought to you by your New England Ford dealers. Rick, so often the mantra is more of the same, but does it actually have to be more of the same style but a better finish?
I'd like a little bit more urgency, a little bit more energy. That Boston was by far the better team in that first period, but understand what you have in front of you. You have a team that's just not going to go away, that's feeling pretty good about themselves, even though it was a bit of a counter-punch period by Buffalo. It's first period on the road against the top team in the division. They're going to have a good push here in the second period, Buffalo. That would be my expectation. I'd like to see Boston pick it up.
That's a de facto power play here. Foligno throws the puck into the crease. Johnny Boychuk cradles it back for Tuukka Rask. Ryan Spooner had to make a decision right off the center drop because he broke his stick on the faceoff, and he elected not to go to the Boston bench and pick up new lumber.
Yeah, you can make an argument, in both cases, whether you just immediately go to the bench and either have someone come on for you or get yourself another stick. And as a result, Buffalo gets some pretty good pressure on the opening shift here in the second period, because you are playing basically 5-on-4.5.
Krug controls the puck, tries to go indirect. Good read from Stafford, jumping ahead. The shot saved by Rask. And he'll take another defensive zone faceoff. So it hasn't taken long. 32 seconds and already Buffalo is buzzing in the Boston end.
Yeah, just not a good decision by Torrey Krug to try to bank that puck up the right wing boards. Handed it really right to Stafford in stride.
Bergeron wins the faceoff against Ott. Krug trying to get away from Stafford's pressure. Leno taps to Stafford. Stafford A-framing off the boards to try to get himself a little bit of space. Leno kicks to the stick under pressure from Bergeron. Stafford brings it back to Myers, loads up the drive. Marchand takes that off the side of the leg. Skids, does a 360 all the way to the far side, and now makes it back onto his skates, but that is one hurting bucko down there, gliding, hardly putting any weight on the right leg. Chara controls the puck. Marchand trying to scoot to the Boston bench. Might need some help to get there. Enroth sticks the puck aside to the near corner. Riley Smith works past Myers, throws it right up the slot looking for Lucic. Ott deflects it all the way to the Boston zone.
Yeah, both legs just taking a beating tonight. Maybe it started back in Buffalo in that third period with that knee-on-knee with Leno, but twice tonight, Marchand just getting tagged.
Bartkowski to Krejci to drive, and a stick save by Enroth. Lucic can't control the wild bounce. Molson gives to the trailer Ennis. He gains the line. Back to Molson on the backhand. Saved by Rask. And the rebound gets past McBain. The defenseman had jumped up on a gamble. Here comes Iginla. He closes for Krejci. He scores! You gamble, you lose.
Especially when you're going against this line. A line that was dominant on Thursday, but had nothing to show for it. They get on the board right here. Backhand feed with 4 players below the dots in the offensive zone. And now the Bruins have numbers coming in the opposite direction. Nice job by Milan Lucic. To slow down a little bit in the neutral zone without losing too much speed in order to stay onside and still have enough of a net drive to pull his check with him. And that opens up that back diagonal to David Krejci coming late. Good patience as well by Iginla. Well-delivered pass. And then the good handling of the puck by David Krejci to quickly keep it in the shooting area to go short side over the glove.
Crisp finish. And Krejci is at better than a point per game in his last 8. Johnny Boychuk knew the hit was coming from Matt Ellis. Maybe Ellis has a long memory from 5 years ago when he got absolutely pancaked just inside the other blue line by Boychuk.
For David Krejci, assisted by
No icing here.
at 1:47.
I'm putting that together with the no icing call where Buffalo had 2 players within 18 inches of the puck 2 nights ago. Whatever. Warsowski's drive saved by Enroth. Loose puck. Kevin Porter turns his goal. Porter gets inside Caron, finds a little bit of space. The banked pass too hot for Flynn to handle, and here's Warsofsky. Couple of New England players right here. Flynn jabs the puck down. It bounces off the end boards. Rask knocks it away from D'Agostini, but there's Flynn. Flynn goes around the back of the goal, brings it back to Talinder, tees it up. The drive off the leg of Johnson, and that one stung as well. Foligno, hard backhand off the boards. Talinder sends it back in deep. Boychuk unloads on Foligno, gets him off balance, but Boychuk loses his edge as well. D'Agostini tips it back to Myers. He wrists it down through the corner. Ennis taps to D'Agostini, centering pass, nobody home. Boychuk off the stick of D'Agostini. Second effort gets it up to Spooner. Spooner takes the hit to move the puck forward, but it goes right to Tyler Myers of Buffalo. Myers off the boards. D'Agostini collects it, wrists it toward Rask. It goes wide. Caron on his horse, but Talinder has it and chops it in low. Boychuk holds the puck in the corner. Turns through Foligno to get the puck to Warsofsky. Out to Fraser. He lifts it through the neutral zone. Jamie McBain hoists it behind Leno. It's a delayed offside as Leno pursues the puck, and finally they'll whistle it dead.
I'll get another look at the go-ahead goal by the Bruins up the stick of David Krejci. The backhand attempt by the Sabres. Molson looking to make a play to the front of the net. Now you got bodies caught deep. But it was the patience along with the net drive and a beautiful finish by Krejci. Able to fight through that little bit of pressure from Gergensons on the back check. Keep that puck in a good shooting area. Right up over the glove.
You know, we mentioned that we keep an eye on the ice. We're 4 minutes into the second period, and it's holding up really well. Brad Marchand, the bionic winger, they just switched out another body part, and he's back. He is going to lead the team in ice bags tonight. Marchand takes the hit from McBain, looking for Bergeron, racing up the left wing. Leno up the wall. Stafford out to the center zone. Rattles off Marchand's skates. Krug the dart to Smith over the line. Bergeron wristed right through the slot, looking for Smith's reaching redirection, but Smith couldn't make contact. Leno with the extension. Stafford cross ice. Krug finds the seam. Marchand with the puck in his skates. Goes wing to wing. Riley Smith lopes over the line. Cuts behind Bergeron to Marchand. The shot off Leno's stick. Ott throws it backward, and Ehrhoff picks it up as Boston changes out.
Yeah, Marchand knew he just held onto that puck a half stride too long to have his shot attempt disrupted.
Seidenberg bumps Gergensons off the puck. McKinley, a nice move through traffic to get the puck to Lucic. He banks it off of Molson's legs. Enroth bounces it around. It scoots past Krejci. Molson picks it up, gloves it down. Ennis with a reach behind kick to the stick. Now Ennis goes inboards and stays on his skates for a moment after a huge hit by Seidenberg, and he's slow to get up. Seidenberg actually checking on Ennis, who's not striding carefully. Here's McKinley. Denied on the pass across the slot. Ennis goes right down the tunnel for Buffalo, limping profoundly. Ehrhoff snapshot wide. Ellis throws it right back through the goal mouth. Nobody home. Omar all the way through. Talinder hoists the backhand. It goes all the way to the end boards. Bartkowski bumps Omar. Omar shields the puck. Finds a little bit of room. Wheels it right through Porter. Porter rotates with Talinder, the defenseman. Myers' blast hits the post on the way through. It changed direction right in front of Tuukka Rask. Omar hits it to the dot. Only Krejci is there for Boston. McKinley softly off the boards, and it bounces in as the Bruins change out. Myers all the way to the line. Omar somehow stays onside. Boychuk wedges off Flynn, and Rask will cover the puck next to the post. 13.5 to go, second period. David Krejci finishing off a rink-length rush, and the Bruins are on top again. He's getting reckless with his body. That's probably a good sign.
Well, coming off a two-goal performance the other night in the loss to Buffalo, a lot of energy and some determination to really find his game and the rhythm to his game. But, man, he's been on the wrong side of it in a couple of instances when he's making the right plays. Gets in on the forecheck, makes contact. That was with Ehrhoff, and the shot block on the drive to the right point by Myers. Not sure he's going to get through this one. But you know what, Jack? He knows the situation the Bruins are in. They're very short-handed with players. A number of players out injured. He's one of the core guys, and he's finding a way to gut it out.
Now the Bruins trying to add to this lead, get themselves a little bit of breathing space against a determined Buffalo team. I haven't seen Tyler Ennis come back up the tunnel after he went down after the collision with Seidenberg. Caron gets the puck on Enroth, but he covers.
Still looking for the perfect holiday gift? Nesson, in association with MLB Productions, presents Band of Bearded Brothers. Get the complete story of the 2013 Red Sox historic season in stores now on Blu-ray and DVD. We know some stores have sold out, but have reordered more in order to get on the shelves for Christmas. It's also available via online orders. For a list of participating retailers or to buy online, visit Nesson.com/Red Sox DVD.
Spooner and Ott on the faceoff. Stalemate, and Fraser jumps into the circle to win the draw back to Chara. Spooner up the boards. Stafford can't clear. Chara intentionally wide. It goes up on the string. Soderberg brings it down, looking for Fraser. Middle. It caroms around Fraser. Patient with the puck. Tried to slide it to Spooner. Krug looking for Chara. Uses the reach to get the puck through Leno. Ehrhoff wiggles it the length of the rink, and that's going to go for icing against Buffalo. When a player slows it down that close to goal, it seems that he might be gaining a little bit of confidence.
Oh, no doubt about it. And, but this pressure started with a face-off win. Whether Spooner got it back or Fraser got it back to Chara, that's where the pressure starts. Soderberg's been around the puck a lot tonight, as has Spooner. Fraser as well. And this is where we're at. It was 2-1 the other night, Buffalo. We talked about extending the lead. Goes a long way to putting 2 points in the bank, and the Bruins are in that situation again right now tonight.
Foligno scored the 2-2 goal at 17:11 of the second period. We're 7.5 minutes in now. Stafford off the boards into the attacking zone for the Sabres. Spooner reverses to Chara. He pivots the puck to Soderberg. Feeds it into the skates of Fraser, who knows the Seltzer hit is coming, but he maintains possession of the puck. Fraser now takes the hit from Ott, pops right back up to his skates, and wiggles it through Stafford. Great determination from Fraser. He gets the pass up the wing from Soderberg. Throws the puck back to the goal. Spooner picks it up, tries to trickle it through. Fraser takes his check. Stafford with him. Spooner fires it off the apron of the goal. You could hear the clank of the metal netting past the post. Spooner holds, goes airborne across for Chara. It's off his glove, but Soderberg's in rotation. Chara brings it back over the blue line. It would have been offside, but the Bruins are looking for a change, and they clear the zone.
If you're going to make an aerial pass, you got to hope the guy can catch on the other end.
Stafford rolls it all the way down. Unless you're Tom Brady, of course. Then you can just sort of frown at him.
Well, there's that school of belief that if you want to teach someone how to catch, throw it right at their head.
Yeah, like the kid trying to let the pop fly land on his nose. He forgets to put the glove on it. Linus Ullmark in the corner. Penalty coming against the Bruins. Jonas Enroth looks like he's at a public skate, just slowly going to the Buffalo bench. Not going to blow out his effort meter on this one. Brian Flynn trying to work around Brad Marchand. Riley Smith trying to make Flynn do the near impossible, which is to put the puck in his own net, but you never know when you pressure him that far forward. Tillinder up the wall for Myers. Jurgensen tumbles in a collision with Bartkowski, and it's cross-checking, the call against Boston.
Nesson wants you to enter for your chance to win the Arena Cross ticket giveaway. 10 winners will each receive a family 4-pack of Gold Circle tickets to the Arena Cross event at the DCU Center in Worcester on January 3rd, 2014. Visit Nesson.com/ArenaCross to enter. Got a look at the penalty to Boston. Bruins have pretty good coverage in their own zone, but the knockdown by Bergeron away from the puck enough to send him to the box.
Buffalo had the puck in the attacking zone for 1 minute and 8 of its 2-minute power play in the first period, but did not get a shot on Tuukka Rask in that time. Campbell wins the face-off cleanly back to Chara. Ehrhoff seals off the boards. Stafford cross ice bouncing puck. McBain settles it. McBain dekes around Campbell. Campbell reaches with the stick and caught him right upstairs. And they'll examine McBain for damage if he's injured, and he's bleeding from the nose. And it looks like it's going to be 4 minutes coming against Gregory Campbell. So consider this. Gregory Campbell, the leader among Bruins forwards in shorthanded time on ice at 2 minutes per game. Patrice Bergeron number 3, but Chris Kelly's the guy who's number 2. So their top 3 forwards in terms of shorthanded time on ice are not available to kill this 5-on-3 here.
The Buffalo's going to use this opportunity to call a timeout, discuss exactly what they want to do here with this 5-on-3. It's a critical juncture in the game. It's a good time to use the timeout. You always try to figure when to use that timeout. If you expect it to be a 1-goal game late in the hockey game, maybe you want that timeout in your pocket. But this is, this is like the theory of bringing in your best reliever in the 6th or 7th inning because it's at the most critical juncture. Teddy Nolan's going to use his timeout right now, but the Bruins without key penalty-killing forwards right now. That penalty to Campbell, he was trying to be aggressive at the right time. Force McBain, channel him, angle him. But as he lost his balance, his stick rides up high, catches McBain in the face, the double minor. And the Bruins penalty killers will be challenged right now.
Just stuff these cotton wads up your nostrils. We'll figure it out after the game, Jamie. So McBain gladly goes out there because it's 5-on-3, and that's fun. Buffalo has yet to score a 5-on-3 goal this season. The Bruins have allowed only 1. David Krejci wins the draw. Johnny Boychuk hammers it. McBain pops it up. Krejci gets the puck out to the neutral zone. And what does it say about David Krejci's overall quality of play? They usually do not use him to kill penalties because his line shift follows the penalty kill. But here he is in a very important juncture in this game.
Yeah, he might come out towards the tail end of a penalty kill when you're going to be at even strength if you get through the rest of it.
Ehrhoff sends it down low. Chara on that side defensively. Ehrhoff gets it back. The drive goes off Krejci's stick, floats to the end glass. Boychuk chops down Stafford. And linesman Derek Nansen is ruling that the puck was played with a high stick by Buffalo, so the faceoff's going to come all the way back to the Buffalo end of the ice. Fans might have been under the impression that there was a high sticking penalty coming, but that's not the case.
Well, and the Bruins had possession. We're going to get a clear as a result. David Krejci, his 3rd real good play. There's the high stick by Molson that the linesman said he got a piece of it. And then Boychuk with that little cross-check push down on Stafford. And Boychuk was going to get possession. I think that's why the fans were a little upset. But now when they see what the actual call was, I think they're okay with it.
Molson was a phenomenal lacrosse player, so that's quite a natural posture for him to field the puck over his head. Ehrhoff backs to his own line, very patient, almost 3 minutes to go on one of the series of penalties by Gregory Campbell. 3/4 of a minute in the 5-on-3, but the Bruins are giving the Sabres nothing. Chara to Krejci for the clear. Krejci changes out, and Torrey Krug's on. 3 defensemen on the ice for Boston, and Krug will function as the scooter out at the top of the inverted triangle. Ehrhoff. Ennis holds. Ehrhoff tries to draw Krug. The shot. Rask has a good view of it.
This suggestion might have been floated by one of the assistant coaches for the Bruins, Dougie Jarvis, talking about maybe using Krug because the Bruins are so short-handed with their penalty-killing forwards that he could probably get the job done with his speed and just his hockey sense. And in a rotation, could end up being back playing in a defensive, typical, traditional defensive role. Whether it's 5-on-4, 4-on-3, 5-on-3, whatever it might be. And then when you get face-offs, bring out a centerman.
Ryan Spooner wins a big face-off, but Chara can't clear the zone. Sulzer down low for Leno. Leno holds top of the circle, goes cross ice. It skips past Ott's stick all the way to the boards. 3 seconds to go in Bergeron's penalty. Seltzer taps it over, gets it back. The drive goes off Char. The rebound, Leno off the post and out. And Spooner gets the puck forward to Bergeron. So the Bruins are just down a man for the next 2 minutes. Gregory Campbell still in the box. Brad Marchand out there. Commonly paired with Bergeron up front on the penalty kill. We have the forwards charted 8 deep in shorthanded time on ice, and Spooner wasn't even in that group. So what does it say about Claude Julien's growing confidence in Ryan Spooner to send him out to take a defensive zone faceoff in a 5-on-3?
It's just about getting reps and more experience and more situations. And, yeah, you develop trust between player and coach.
And by the way, Spooner's 5-1 at the faceoff dot. As we get word from that from our statistician Scott Shore and our senior associate producer Patrick White. 1:10 to go on the power play for Buffalo. Stafford on the off wing, centering pass comes all the way through. Ennis goes hard into the post, and Molson got a piece of the puck, and it's ruled that the faceoff is going to come outside the line as Ennis provided the impetus to knock the goal off its peg.
No, the Bruins did a terrific job in the 5-on-3 penalty kill at a critical point in the hockey game. Even the timeout didn't pay off. They did get a little break on the second chance opportunity after lively backboards. Shot wide on the redirect, on the deflection. Leno had the second chance, caught the inside of the post. But David Krejci did a terrific job up front in the absence of a Patrice Bergeron, of a Gregory Campbell, in that 5-on-3.
Krejci and Spooner, the penalty-killing forwards, with Seidenberg and Boychuk, the defensive pair. Christian Ehrhoff right at the center dot, fires it off the left wing corner boards. Krejci beats McBain to the puck. Seidenberg tries to chip it through traffic. Too many Buffalo legs in the way. 3 Sabres forward to the goal line as they jam for the puck and outnumber the Bruins. Christian Ehrhoff pulls the puck off the boards, chips it into Ennis' skates. Ennis with a little wiggle down past the hash mark. Now Molson banks the pass for Ehrhoff. 30 seconds to go in the power play. Molson has a little bit of space, sends it low. Ennis' shot hits the post on the far side of Rask as he had Rask beaten on the pirouette, but couldn't finish it. Boychuk knocks the puck down for Krejci. Spooner shorthanded bid. The shot and a light save by Enroth. Spooner gathers the rebound and spins it in deep. Bergeron trying to get around Ehrhoff. McBain chops it loose. Bergeron keeps the puck alive, but here's Marcus Foligno. D'Agostini, 3 seconds to go. Listen to the TD Garden crowd as the penalty expires. Rask gloves the long wrist shot from Ehrhoff. They're loving the penalty kill. We'll look at the Bruins power play goal on Berkshire Bank Rewind just 30 seconds from now.
Time now for the Berkshire Bank exciting rewind. Let's take it back to the first period. The Bruins on the power play. If you heard Jamie's conversation with Riley Smith between periods, they talked about Bergeron in the high triangle, all about possession, and to bring players to the middle of the defensive zone in order to open up other players. 3 times they try to find Bergeron. Twice they were able to get it to him. And now the Bruins are in the setup that they want to be. Once again, Warsofsky on the ice, getting some power play time, finds Spooner. Spooner, a little exchange with he and Bergeron. And what happens? That's the cue. That's the cue for Bergeron to go back to Spooner, immediately down Soderberg, and top of your screen, the cue. That's for Riley Smith to go backdoor. It's a well executed. They set up a number of triangles, a number of 2-on-1s, a quality power play goal by the use of Bergeron in the high slot.
Every month, Berkshire Bank is giving away a Kindle Fire HD. Plus, at the end of the season, Berkshire Bank will assist one lucky winner with their mortgage for a year. All you need to do is vote for your favorite exciting rewind. Go to NESN.com/Berkshire Bank to enter. Berkshire Bank. Life is exciting. Let them help.
I mean, look at that power play unit check on that power play goal we just showed you. Warsofsky at the point. Riley Smith wasn't here a year ago.
Yeah.
Soderberg came in late. Spooner wasn't in the NHL yet. The only real bona fide power play guy from recent years was Patrice Bergeron.
Smith trickling it across to Marchand, back to Smith. The great move through the stick and the skates. We've seen it a couple of times now. Riley Smith has that ability to put the puck between the stick and the skates. Now Bergeron is going nose to nose with Tyler Myers. Myers a huge swing. Bergeron ducks underneath. Myers misses up top. Bergeron catches him with the left. Patrice Bergeron willing to go with the man who is 5 inches taller than he is. Listen.
What did the Bruins want to add here in the second period? After a real good first, was a little bit more emotion, urgency, sense of what's in front of them. The fact that they're not going to lose to the Sabres 2 games in a row when they're lower than they are in the standings and in the division. And that exchange between Myers and Bergeron. Bergeron plays in the trenches, Jack. I mean, that decision is entirely his. And he catches him with a pretty good left at the tail end. Good bout by Bergeron against a much bigger man. It takes a lot to get under Bergeron's skin, and many times, well, the times that he actually drops the gloves, it's for good reason. Tyler Myers took a little bit of a cheap shot at him away from the play in that battle right at the top of the crease.
Funky bounce off the stanchion. Chara fields the puck. Lucic bunts it to Krejci, draws it away from Porter. That opens things up for Krug and Iginla. Iginla all the way around the boards. Lucic takes it on the half wall. Indirect back to Chara. He wrists it off the corner boards. Krejci turns and faces from Gretzky's office. Tries to get it to Lucic, but Enroth banks it away. Krejci, the full extension to the toe of the blade. Lucic trying to work past Ellis. Taps it to Krejci, draws the puck away from Weber. Weber with a big hit, knocking Krejci backward. But Krejci keeping position and staying in the battle for the puck. Weber trickles it up to the line, not out. Krug's shot off of Enroth, and he covers the rebound. Yeah, good kind of nasty at TD Garden. Patrice Bergeron willing to swing with Tyler Myers.
Earlier tonight on Bruins Face Off Live, we introduced the NESN Mobile Bruins poll. We ask, which of the following hockey movies is your favorite? These are the final 4 that you voted on over the past 2 games. Text A for Mighty Ducks 1, B for Mighty Ducks 2, C for Miracle, or D for Slapshot. Text your answer vote to 536-536. Message and data rates may apply. Text help for info and visit NESN.com/terms for terms and conditions and privacy policy. Jack Brick, what's your vote?
My vote's for more hockey right now. 17-11 was the time of the goal in Buffalo that tied it, and this is a critical juncture in this game. Girgensons taps the puck back for Ennis. Ennis drives it over the Boston line. Lucic turns it right back. Here comes Krejci. Sulzer with the poke check. Ennis snaps it around through the corner.
Real good opportunity for Iginla. Another real nice pass by David Krejci to set him up. That backhand just over the crossbar.
Bartkowski tumbles over the check. Molson fires. You don't see Patrice Bergeron drop him often, but he did just moments ago.
Yeah, I used the phrase cheap shot, and it was for the last one, but where it starts is the stick work right here. I mean, that gets your attention if you're Patrice Bergeron. So Bergeron gives him a little shove, and then there's that little punch to the head by Myers, but you can understand why Bergeron was upset.
I certainly can. Spooner and Leno. Fraser goes through the face-off circle, banks it off the glass. It trickles in. Here's Spooner with an explosion of speed. The shot just wide. Ryan Spooner just blazing up the right wing to win the race to the puck. McBain around through the corner. Soderberg's shot and a save by Enroth. The Bruins keenly aware of what went wrong 2 nights ago and seem extra determined not to let it repeat tonight at TD Garden. Soderberg brings it middle of the line. Krug's drive tipped in front. Weber jamming there along with Fraser. Ott pursues the bouncing puck through the legs to Leno. Good read from Soderberg. He one-hands it into the zone. Leno across to Weber, now McBain. Jamie McBain draws it away from Campbell, who loses an edge. Weber, the long saucer pass off Stafford's blade. Caron taps back to Chara. He swings it over to Krug. Chara hard off the boards. Good collection from Johnson. The snapshot blocker save and the rebound punched all the way to the near boards. Enroth did a good job to get that puck out of danger. But the Sabres ice it, and it'll come right back to his end of the ice.
Yeah, Bruce has done a nice job in the neutral zone with those stretch passes when they've been there. We saw Krug earlier in the game in the first period get it out to Iginla. That time they used that nice stretch pass to find Johnson at the offensive blue line. You know, you get your transition game real quick. They're able to trap Buffalo. A, they're trying to make a little bit of a line change. B, they're a little bit stationary in center ice, and if you can beat them with that one long pass that's well executed, you'll get entry into the offensive zone rather quickly.
Campbell wins the faceoff back to Warsofsky. The drive wide on the stick side. Marcus Foligno controls. Weber up to the line, but D'Agostini is in front of it, and it's offside. After 2 periods 2 nights ago, shots were 21-18 for Boston. They're 27-16 now, but it's still a 1-goal game. Ehrhoff up the middle. It's off the skates of Ellis. Boychuk keeping the puck alive for Smith. Back to Boychuk. The wrist shot. Saved by Enroth. A little pop-up. Omar controls. Omar, of course, was acquired during the game Thursday night for a conditional 6th-round draft choice. Kevin Porter. Boychuk, a brilliant hip check, and Porter is limping. He's going to have to make his way on the glide back to the open door. Johnny Boychuk with a Johnny Busick-like hip check, as clean as they come. But brutal. Omar, one-touch pass into the middle, and an absolutely wonderful save from Tuukka Rask, denying Molson on the point-blank redirection.
Molson with those soft hands able to get the redirect. It starts with Porter carrying this puck down the wall. Boychuk takes a real good angle. A beautiful hip check. That stuns Porter. But then on the line change, it's Molson coming out for Porter. And he gets right to the top of the blue paint, and he makes that redirect, just the soft little hands, and actually elevates it on the redirect. But Tuukka Rask, well positioned.
As you said, Molson coming on for Porter. I couldn't help but think, you know, the old Mike Bossy saying, where am I going to score the goal from? Molson went right for the spot. Talinder locks up with Iginla on the end boards. Molson on the far side. Krejci wraps him up. 2:20 to go in the second period. Zemgus Girgensons off the end boards. Mike Weber bounces it up to the neutral zone. Molson to Ennis. Tries to shift past Seidenberg. Seidenberg slows him down. Lucic bounces bodies against Girgensons in the corner. Seidenberg pries it loose, but Ehrhoff controls. Withstands the check from Iginla. Throws it on Rask, and he'll control his own rebound and take the face-off. Lucic getting a little shove from Girgensons.
The TD Bank Community Clubhouse and the Boston Bruins would like to welcome the Pac-2 Cub Scouts out of Beverly, Mass. to tonight's game. At TD Bank, we're committed to supporting the communities we serve by making a difference together.
Lucic milling around top of the slot, now takes a poke at Matt D'Agostini, and referee Don Van Massenhoven will gently escort Lucic to the Boston bench. A very slow line change. Off the draw, Christian Ehrhoff off a skate down to the corner. Brian Flynn into the middle. Chara knocks it out of there. Krug feeds Chara up ahead for Soderberg. He had to turn with confidence, not knowing if Seltzer was going to hit him or not. And here's Campbell to Krug. The shot. Flynn blocks it with the stick. Krug outraces Foligno to get to the puck along the wall. Flynn gets it up to Foligno. Campbell fights back through both of them to keep the puck from advancing. Ehrhoff D to D. Seltzer banks it. D'Agostini flips the backhand in on Rask. He thinks about racing up the middle, but too many white sweaters in front of him with 1:19 to go in the second.
Now with Bergeron in the box, now you're going to see some adjustments that have to be made by the Bruins coaching staff. They had Spooner move up to Bergeron's spot. Now Campbell was in between Soderberg and Fraser for that last shift. It just seems like the crazy line is the one constant in every situation the Bruins get. The only time it wasn't really is when Lucic ends up in the box for 5 minutes.
And here they are again. And Krejci wins the draw cleanly against Ott. Boychuk hard off the boards, bounces it to center. Mike Weber banks it for Ott. He gives it back to his defenseman. Now D to Jamie McBain. McBain a little bit of a stumble. Weber goes straight up the middle looking for Leno. No icing. Final minute of the second period. Bruins leading the Buffalo Sabres 2-1. Boston once again has had territorial domination, but has not been able to stretch out the lead. Jerome McGinley knocks down Krejci's airborne pass, takes the check from Weber, centers off Lucic's skate. Lucic slides it back to Boychuk off Ott's skate, and it goes all the way to the end boards. Weber high around the glass and out. Half a minute to go in the second. Boychuk long indirect under Lucic's forehand. McBain wrists it ahead, and it goes right in on Rask, so no icing against Buffalo. Seidenberg to Boychuk, he reverses. 20 seconds to go in the period. Lucic loops it ahead. Tallinder gloves it down. The puck on edge as Tallinder goes to the left wing, tries to scoot past Boychuk, drops it off. Ennis's drive into traffic. Molson bats it out of the air, and Rask had to make a save. Girgensons with a doorstep chance in the final second. Girgensons centers it. It tumbles past Molson, and the siren sounds to end the second period. But the Buffalo Sabres once again are hanging around and giving Boston some fits.
Well, you like to think that lessons are learned, and the Bruins are in a very similar situation. It was 2-2 at the end of 2 in Buffalo, 2-1 here, where it was Thursday night against a team that just won't go away. And we'll see if the Bruins have learned their lesson from Thursday in order to put 2 points on the board tonight.
My fingernails are summary brought to you by your New England Ford dealers. And Brick, you know, tip of the cap to the Bruins. There are a lot of franchises that won't allow in-game access to coaching staffs, but you really can get inside the heads of the team, and to hear that they got to bring it up another notch from Doug Huda, who spent the game on the bench, that's instructive.
No doubt about it, and anytime we have an opportunity to speak to a Doug Huda or Jeff War or Dougie Jarvis, these guys have been assistant coaches, not just with the Bruins, but throughout their post-playing days, and but they've really made a real impact as part of Claude Julien's staff, and it's great to get the insights from those guys.
McGinley battles for the puck, fires it on Enroth. Now Krejci has his stick hacked out of his hands as he goes through the slot, and the Sabres ice the puck.
Fans, the Bruins and Tufts Medical Center remind you the puck can be propelled into the spectator area.
Well, with everybody out of the penalty box now, Jack, an opportunity for the Bruins really to get back into a little bit of a traditional rotation of their lines and slotting players exactly where they need to be. But again, another challenge for the guys that are up for Providence to play with different players, to assume more responsibility, and get more experience in that regard.
Zone time for the game almost dead even after Buffalo took advantage of the 5-on-3 situation to occupy the Boston zone for a good chunk of time. And here's Johnny Boychuk, the snapshot and a blocker saved by Enroth. A 20-foot rebound all the way up the slot. Marcus Foligno tries to power out of the zone. Krejci had the puck on his stick, and that's why with D'Agostini going down, there was no tripping call there. Boychuk backs into the puck and knocks Foligno backward. Tyler Myers with the huge reach goes all the way to the corner. Boychuk lines him up and just drills him right in the logo. You could see that one coming 2 strides away, and Boychuk just unloaded. Here's Lucic working low against D'Agostini. Virgil's saved by Enroth. He stacked the pads. Lucic powering down the left wing after Boychuk's gigantic hit. Here's Myers off the boards through the neutral zone. And what is this stoppage for here? I'm trying to figure it out. Did it go into the Buffalo bench?
It might have, and it'll be an offensive zone faceoff for Boston. The body contact by Boychuk. That's the collision between these two guys. And again, well, maybe we'll get it next break, but Myers, a bigger man, but Boychuk strong on his skates and the willingness to make the contact.
Torrey Krug slings the puck in around behind Jonas Enroth. The one hands it to McBain, who takes the double hit to move it to Ennis. Ennis, a little water bug, the serpentine route into the Boston zone. Gives it to Molson, ever dangerous. Ennis down low for Girgensons off Krug's skates. Lots of layers for Boston. Chara there. Bounces it off a stick all the way to Riley Smith. Weber with a terrific hip check, and Smith goes 20-0 in about a foot and a half. But the Bruins get the puck into the attacking zone. Girgensons under pressure from Bergeron. Coughs it up. Chara through the corner. Can't get it past McBain. McBain to Girgensons. Chips it over to Mike Weber. Weber over the red line. Wrists it through both corners. Riley Smith back after it. The puck tumbles on him. Molson there. Now here comes Omar. A giveaway by Marchand, and Rask saves his bacon. Matt Ellis with a gorgeous opportunity down the slot. Marchand made an ill-advised pass across the middle of the Boston zone, and Buffalo almost made it pay off. Bruins still haven't cleared it. Marchand on the far side, can't get it past Ehrhoff. The turnaround drive, knocked down in front. Ott past the dot, trickles it middle, it's still loose. Marchand extends and one-hands it to center. Heart-stopping stuff.
Well, the first turnover by Marchand, sometimes your vision is clouded by bodies around you, and he handed it right to Ellis, coming right down the middle of the offensive zone. Rask makes the initial stop, but it was the second save that was most impressive.
Seidenberg works it out of his own zone. Off the boards, it caroms off Soderberg, sticking deep. Fraser finishes his check on Tyler Myers. Seidenberg pops it down the boards for Spooner off the end boards. Fraser swipes it back towards Spooner against Brian Flynn. Myers wraps up Fraser. Foligno springs the backhand right to Talinder. Talinder into the Boston zone. Bartkowski from one side and Soderberg from the other. Myers along the boards, missed stick handles, but it comes right to D'Agostini. Trickles back to Foligno. The forward out the middle of the blue line, now coming to the left wing boards. Bartkowski flips D'Agostini right into the wood. Seidenberg around. Myers with a big reach, goes backhand, forehand, backhand to get the puck to the corner. Now Myers along the line. Talinder tries to bunt it low, but doesn't get anything on it. Soderberg up to the red line. Softly into the corner so Boston can get a full change. Myers up the wall, nobody there. Warsofsky takes possession back with Molson, the front forecheck. Johnny Boychuk, stick check from Ennis, picks it off. Ennis closes, and Warsofsky just muscles him off. Boychuk slides it laterally. McBain hammers it in deep. It gets through Rask's stick all the way up to Boychuk. Boychuk on to McBain's stake. Buffalo looks for the counter. Here's Girgensons. Girgensons into the slot. Four Bruins descend on him. Weber to Ennis. The shot trickles through onto Rask. Ott wheels it out. The shot saved, rebound saved by Rask. Two chances for Girgensons, and Tuukka Rask coming up large in the first 5 minutes of the third period.
The Bruins get a little sloppy in their own zone, and that momentum pendulum that swings so quickly, either with young teams or teams that have some doubt. As Buffalo starts to gain more and more confidence under Teddy Nolan, that big stop, the second one on Omar, after the first shot by Ellis. Nice D by Warsofsky, Jack. We talked about him in the pregame show where he uses an unusually long stick for a guy of his height, and it pays off right there. His quickness to react after the turnover by Boychuk, but then the stick position along with the body position.
Krejci to Lucic, barreling up the left wing off of Sulzer's stick, and it goes up and over as Krejci gets tied up with Foligno, and they tumble back. A correction, it was Ehrhoff tumbling back into the Buffalo goal. Cold Hard Facts brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. The Bruins 14-3-2 at TD Garden this season. They've won 6 in a row here, and they're 11-0-2 in their last 13 at home, which is their longest unbeaten streak since they won or did not suffer a regulation loss in 14 straight games from October of 08 through January of 09. Ott can't control the high puck. Krug down through the slot. Krejci shields it from Sulzer. Goes around the far side. Finds Krug, the one-timer, saved by Enroth on a strong right-to-left push. Krejci feathers the pass to Krug. Krug to Chara, middle of the line. A quick slap pass. Krejci to Iginla, to Lucic, rather, and he fires it home. The Bruins working triangles, large and small, and Milan Lucic gives them a 2-goal lead.
Now David Krejci working his magic jack in the offensive zone. He set up Torrey Krug for the one-timer initially. And I like the movement, not only by Krug, but watch Chara as well. Chara's going to take this little pass from Krug. He's looking for a give and go, maybe back from David Krejci. And then the two big bodies working the front of the net. And Iginla, he's going to occupy Seltzer. What does that do? When you're in that power I formation, somebody at the top of the crease and then someone right in the slot, and you have big, strong bodies like Iginla and Lucic. Lucic not only has time to handle that pass with his skate, but it very quickly puts it in a position to let a shot go with good traffic in front from Iginla. Everybody involved in the offensive zone. Second goal by that line tonight. We talked about the importance of extending the lead, lessons learned, and the Bruins have put themselves in a real good spot 5 minutes into the third.
Puck comes off from Brad Marchand. He seems to be a puck magnet tonight, and it goes into the Buffalo bench.
I mean, he's just getting beat up out there. We chuckle, and it's a chuckle out of concern, really. Yeah, you wonder on some nights if the Bruins weren't so short-handed, would he be better off, getting in the training room, but he's a Bruin, right?
Forsovsky spins back away from D'Agostini, retreats behind the net. D'Agostini working him over with the stick. Foligno gets a piece of the puck along the boards, but Riley Smith's there to rescue it to Marchand. Marchand flips the wrist pass into the corner. Bergeron chops it around, only D'Agostini there. Henrik Talinder up the wall, past Foligno, no icing. Rask draws Brian Flynn through the corner to Marchand. Riley Smith. Bergeron the trailer. Bergeron's shot off of Girgenson's stick. McBain gives it ahead to Ennis. He goes laterally through the center circle, loses an edge. Soderberg drags it into the attacking zone, and one hands it deep as Boston gets fresh legs on the ice. Weber under McBain's forehand. Fraser pressuring. Brings it back to Weber. Long diagonal. Girgenson's over the line looking for Molson, but Bartkowski rides him down. Bartkowski hammers it around to the near side. Weber throws the puck deep again. Ennis with Seidenberg all over him. Ennis scoots around the perimeter, loses control. Soderberg almost pulled it between Ennis's skates and his stick, and if he had, he would have had an open lane. McBain hard to Girgensons, accepts the pass at speed, comes into the zone and chips it in deep. Buffalo needs a change.
Good layers though by Boston defensively in that 1-2-2. You got to move with the puck as it's moving laterally, and they executed well.
Bartkowski whips the puck off the boards. Jordan Caron as Boston gets fresh legs on the ice. In on Enroth, it bounces off the dasher. Stafford to Ehrhoff. Slings it to center. Stafford picks up Ott's deflected pass. Johnson hard to the end boards. Ott and Chara go down in a pile. Stafford comes out with the puck. Chara wants at Ott. His helmet is off, and he has got a burr under his saddle. Ott mucking away in the goal mouth. The drive and a save by Rask, and Chara's just teeing off on Ott. The two captains, and Campbell now wraps up Ott. He's got him in a bear hug, and Chara is as hot as he gets. He's saying he was slew-footed, he was chopped, and Chara is mighty mad.
50-50 raffle winner benefiting the Boston Bruins Foundation. The 50-50 winner taking home their share of $10,455.
Steve Ott, the captain and agitator of the Buffalo Sabres. Milan Lucic has Boston up by a pair.
3-1 you score. Bruins over the Sabres. You get an idea why Zdeno Chara was real upset with Steve Ott. Ott with a real strong reputation for being that agitator, as you pointed out, Jack. I'll let you be the judge if you thought that was a slew foot or not. He came in from the blind side. He knows he needs some kind of leverage to get around Chara or win the puck battle with Chara. But when you have a reputation, and you've earned that reputation, You can understand why Chara, who lost his helmet in the process, was really upset.
D'Agostini's shot. Rask makes the save. Ott, in case you're keeping score at home, has been suspended 3 times in his career. Krejci on the end boards. Warsofsky fires it toward goal. Foligno can't get it out. The stick check from McGinley. D'Agostini hands it forward to Flynn, and Lucic knocks Flynn off balance. D'Agostini doesn't get all of Boychuk. Starting to get pretty chippy out there. Lucic receives the pass on the backhand and bangs Tolinder. Tolinder flicks it all the way through the corner. Flynn, D'Agostini skies it out to center. Foligno makes the turn on Seidenberg, who loses his stick. His stick skids all the way to the corner, so he just picks a new one up off the bench. Matt Bartkowski. Bergeron skates onto the puck, goes indirect ahead, looking for Smith. Weber throws the puck back to the corner. Bartkowski turning the goal. Molson for Ennis. The turnaround shot goes off a stick in front to the corner glass. Smith a little deep to get the opening for Bergeron. Weber's going to have a penalty here as Patrice Bergeron had an opening and Weber prevented him from getting to the puck. Holding is the call from Don Van Massenhoven.
Tonight, following the postgame, stay with Nesson and join Jameson and Gary for Nesson Sports Today, presented by People's United Bank. They'll have more on the Bruins, a recap of the Wizards and Celtics, and a preview of the Ravens and Patriots. Get all the latest in sports tonight after postgame coverage. Another real good pass by Riley Smith into the neutral zone. Even though it's a little bit in by Bergeron's feet, there's no jeopardy of any kind of stand-up hit. And then Bergeron, that little cutback move, keep the legs driving, able to draw the penalty call. Weber in the box. Boston already with a power play goal tonight, looking to further extend their lead.
The Bruins, when leading, are just 5 for 33 on the power play, clicking at just 15%. Torrey Krug cross ice, and Ginla's drive save, Enron Chara just banging bodies in front. Ginla, the hard saucer backhand to Lucic, who catches it on the forehand. Lucic holds, he's got Chara down low, little give and go here. Chara to Lucic, it's loose in front. Krug couldn't spin the forehand in. Lucic forward to the goal line to Chara, chips the pass to Krug. Krug back to Krejci, the one-timer goes wide, goes off the apron of the goal. Seltzer with a little bit of space, turns, gets it to Ott. He turns and wrists it all the way down to Rask's end. Rask bunts it quickly, back up ice to Krug, to Iginla, but the play's offside.
On the far side, Chara hadn't cleared yet. Zdeno Chara made 3 real good plays, Jack. It started with lining up on the hash on the face-off. He was able to reach in and make sure the Bruins get possession. Then he fans out along the goal line to create the 2-on-1 overload. He takes the puck to the net, look to go to Lucic on that give and go, and again, get open in order to have puck possession behind the net, transfer the puck side to side, re-attack.
Tolinder stalls Spooner up the boards. Stafford spins the backhand off glass. Riley Smith back to pick it up. David Warsofsky swings to the right, Spooner to the left. Bergeron is in between Smith and Warsofsky. Smith gains the line, sends Soderberg forward to the corner against Meyer. Brings it back to Smith to Warsofsky. Warsofsky has Spooner on the near boards and gives it to him. In the high slot, it's Bergeron. Spooner holds in front of Foligno. Sends it down low. Soderberg finds Bergeron, but he didn't have much room from Ellis. Now Smith and Myers to the far side. Myers with a big hit. Smith takes it to move the puck. It goes off a Buffalo stick out of play. 33 seconds to go in the power play and the face-off in the Sabres zone.
The Buffalo penalty killing unit obviously making a small adjustment because they got burned on this setup back in the first period. It had been a body position and stick position, and the Bruins got a little bit stationary looking for that set play. The Bruins are better when they're in motion.
And Chara's back on the ice, as is Steve Ott. Ott's take the face-off. And we get it, blow him dead. Ott's going to get tossed out here. Buffalo on the face-off violation, so Brian Flynn, who plays a lot of center.
He's going to have to line up right across from Chara now.
How delightful. Flynn gets the puck to the boards, but Iginla's in a battle there. Lucic back to Krejci. He's got Krug along the line on the right. Gives it back to Iginla. The snapshot bounces around. Iginla turns and fires on a blocker saved by Enroth. Flynn has the opening, and he hammers it off the boards the length of the rink.
Iginla again getting himself some opportunities, getting in some good areas to shoot the puck.
Krug with speed out of the Boston zone, right over the spoke B at center. Iginla up the boards for Krejci. Krejci taps it around, back of the goal. Myers scoots it hard all the way down the ice. 2 shots on goal during the power play for the Bruins. A total of 3 on their 2 power plays. Krejci has to turn back for the pass. Ennis runs into Seidenberg's check, but Girgensons comes up with the puck. Slips it down off the Zamboni doors. Seidenberg all the way around. Girgensons beats Lucic to the puck. Molson on the end boards. Gets a second chance off Chara's stick. Talinder's one-timer saved by Rask. Girgensons to Ennis, and the shot just off of Rask's glove and past the post. Molson to Talinder. Buffalo finding a rhythm here. Myers wrists it intentionally wide. Girgensons takes it on the turn. Indirect for Ennis. He goes to the backhand right in front, and it floats off a stick to the face-off circle. Milan Lucic with Jerome Iginla. 2-on-1 against Talinder. Lucic, the shot blocker saved by Enroth. Talinder didn't give him much, forcing Lucic into a 1-on-1 against Enroth.
That was a dig deep sprint though by Lucic, Jack. They were in their own zone for a little bit. He expended a lot of energy. They'd been up ice already, but he found enough in the tank to sprint to try to create that 2-on-1.
Riley Smith works toward Weber, throws the puck ahead of him, but can't pick it up. Good layers there from McBain. It's off Bergeron's stick and up out of play with 7:42 to go in the game. The Bruins have stretched the lead out to 2 thanks to Milan Lucic's team-leading 12th of the season. All right, boys, one more surge coming from Buffalo. You know it's on the way. Bergeron and Lando on the face-off. Stafford smacks it back into his own zone. Jamie McBain gives out to Weber. McBain up the middle for Stafford. Stafford chips off glass. It bounces down on Boychuk's side. Boychuk hammers it around. Marchand tips the pass for Bergeron and flicks it back to Marchand. 1 against 2, and he makes the safe play to center. Game-to-game improvement from Brad Marchand. It's coming in increments, sometimes in little bursts, making better decisions. This is icing against Buffalo.
A couple of turnovers earlier in this game from a similar spot along that left wing, and obviously brought to his attention, not that it needed to be. You know when you make mistakes like that. And hey, you're out trying to protect the 2-goal lead in the third period. If you don't have a tape-to-tape play, you try to make the touch pass to Bergeron initially. When that closes down, get it in the neutral zone.
That's the old Jackson Brown line. Don't confront me with my failures. I had not forgotten them. David Warsofsky wrists it around through the corner. It bounces down to Weber. Weber in front of his own goal. Leno feeds McBain. McBain wing to Leno to Omark over the line. The pass to the trailer. McBain, a wild high drive off glass. A penalty coming against Boston here. And the Bruins will be shorthanded with less than 7 minutes to go in the game. Jordan Caron is on his way to the box.
Buffalo obviously going to activate their D every chance now, down by pair, under 7 minutes to go.
Hit to the head.
Caron getting an opportunity to play with a number of injuries for the Bruins on the back check. See if we get a look at it. There's the contact along the wall. Looked like a pretty good shoulder check, but hot button issue right now, Jack. Contact to the head.
Wow, unless your head is somewhere between your shoulder and your elbow, it's hard to imagine that that's the actual infraction that was called. Nevertheless, the Bruins shorthanded. Yeah, it is a hot button, no doubt. Ehrhoff leaves the puck in the center circle for the flying Tyler Ennis into the zone off the boards for Stafford, but Chara's there. Chara in a stick battle, the puck loose. Chara hammers it through the seam. Now that man is awfully strong. He's got guys hanging on him from either side, doesn't have much leverage on the stick, and still manages to get the puck 100 feet up ice.
Boston penalty number 38, Jordan Caron, 2-minute minor penalty.
Ehrhoff held up at the line. Boychuk just wrapped him up. He's going to go for holding. I'm almost sure of that. Yep. Yeah, Boychuk just wrapped him up with the arm. So the Bruins are going to face a 5-on-3 again. And this time it's for 1 minute and 14.
Well, the Bruins were doing a terrific job keeping everything to the neutral zone. That's an embellishment. You get a hit to the head, which is a nice body contact, or at least it looked like that from our position. And then Boychuk with the free hand, and down goes the Sabres. And the Bruins haven't salted this one away yet. Up 2. And another 5-on-3 in favor of the Sabres.
Myers across for Leno to Ott. The man in front of the goal is Marcus Foligno. And Linus Ullmark at the near side dot. Myers. Ullmark at the hash marks. He's got Leno out high in the rotation. Leno gives low to Ott. Chips it back. Tough pass to handle. Leno does well with it. Chara gets it away from Ott. Foligno reaches around. Chara's stick got knocked out of his hands, and Ott's going to go for slashing.
I thought Chara broke his own stick on the initial chop by himself. But the referee's going to give Ott the call. And he's livid. Let's see if we can get a look at it. Yeah, Chara breaks it on Ott. That's a bad call. Ott's doing all he can to get another 2, but they're ignoring him right now, slamming the door on his way in. But Chara breaks the stick of his own doing on the chop on Ott, and the Bruins get the makeup call.
What was that Jackson Brown line? Hey, it's a tough job being an on-ice official, but we've seen him get a few wrong.
Buffalo penalty number 9, Steve Ott, 2-minute slashing.
So 4-on-3 here. A lot of open ice. Chara steers Stafford into the boards in front of the Boston bench.
29.
It'll be 4-on-3 for another 25 seconds or so. There's offside. And Tyler Ennis appeals directly to linesman Steve Barton.
Well, work still to be done. You get the benefit of the call on Ott, but it's still a 4-on-3 situation, and with just a 2-goal lead here, and the way that pendulum can swing in a hurry in favor of a team that scores a goal with some momentum and some belief. Bruins penalty killers again need to come up large.
Ennis ejected from the face-off, so it'll be Stafford and Campbell. Stafford wins the puck back to Tyler Myers. 20 seconds to go on the 4-on-3, then it'll be 4-on-4. And then the Bruins will end up with about 30 seconds of power play if everything gets killed off. Myers. Ennis turns, fires off of Stafford in front. Stacked right up in front of Tuukka Rask. Caron's out of the box. 4-on-4 here. Tyler Myers closes, tries to get it through Seidenberg's skates. Seidenberg pivots strong on the skates, gets it up to the line, but not out. Seidenberg, long indirect, looking for Caron. It's a billiard shot, but it won't go on goal. It's icing, and the face-off back to the Boston zone.
Monday night at 7:30, join Dale and Gord when WB Mason presents Bruins Face-Off Live. They'll preview the matchup with the Predators, take a closer look at Nashville's rookie goaltenders, and they'll have all the latest NHL news. Get ready for the game here on NESN, Monday at 7:30.
Jurgensen's, McBain, Ehrhoff, and Flynn on the ice for Ted Nolan's Buffalo Sabres. Jurgensen tries to win it straight ahead, but Chara's there. Seidenberg locks sticks with Flynn. Seidenberg goes down underneath, and they'll blow the puck dead. 4:20 to go in the game. Boston 3, Buffalo 1. It ain't necessarily pretty, but it doesn't have to be. Coverage Cam presented by Amica Insurance. Great service, great coverage, and a great price for auto, home, or life insurance.
Use the word the power eye to steal a phrase from football. Here's a good look at it right here. Whether you go to Chara, Lucic, or Ginla, they're both right down the middle of the offensive zone. David Krejci with a number of options, able to find Milan Lucic. That gave the Bruins a 3-1 lead.
For 2 weeks now, Milan Lucic has been working extra minutes at the end of morning skates, getting fed pucks hard off his stick, hard off his skates, controlling the puck and quickly snapping it on goal, and there it is, the result of that hard work.
Yeah, that's something we used to work on all the time, Jack, was, after practice, when you have time to work on things individually, but with a couple other players, maybe even a whole group of guys. Sometimes your entire team where you make passes tape to tape on the forehand and you get rid of shots real quick. But then you work on hard passes in your feet, hard passes on your backhand, and quickly get in position to shoot the puck, because that's generally how you're going to have to field it a number of times.
On the power play, Krejci's backhand rattles wide. And Ehrhoff clears the puck the length of the rink. Just 10 seconds to go on the penalty called against Ott that he did not deserve. Lucic scrapes it around to Krejci. The puck hops over his forehand. Ott's out of the box. Lucic gets it through to Iginla to Krejci. Shields it, gets it back to Krug. And a save by Ehrhoff, getting the left pad extended. Chara backhands it into Ellis's skates. Matt Ellis from the red line, an easy stop for Rask, who blocks it to the corner. Chara slides the puck around through the corner. McBain's wrist shot hits the pile in front. I believe that Fraser might have gotten the block. There were 3 Bruins there. Soderberg gives back to Krug. Banks it behind Fraser. Ehrhoff to Myers. Soderberg closing ground on Myers, gives him the bump. Bartkowski keeps the puck alive. Bartkowski to Spooner. Spooner draws it inside. Good layers from Omar. The puck rattles around all the way past the goal line. 2.5 minutes to go in the game. Tyler Myers winds it out, saucers the pass to Tyler Ennis. He's got Molson on his left and gives it to him. Molson fires on Rask, who's going wide of the post, but Rask taking no chances. The game report brought to you by the all-new Sierra. That's professional grade. The Bruins breaking the ice, using the triangles on a power play goal by Riley Smith about midway through the first period. David Krejci with a multi-point night. Milan Lucic boosts his team-leading goals total to 12. And by the way, if you're on the air with us as soon as we came on this evening, Riley Smith's goal was his 10th, so the Bruins now do have 2 double-digit goal scorers. Ehrhoff wrists it through all the traffic, head high. Tillinder to the end board. Johnny Boychuk. Bergeron and Ehrhoff in a race. Ehrhoff turns the goal, but Marchand's waiting there. That forces the bad pass. Seidenberg up the boards, but Ehrhoff takes possession back uncontested. Ehrhoff rushes the puck. There goes the goalie Enroth to the Buffalo bench. So the net empty at the other end with about 1 minute and 3/4 to go in the game. Myers brings it back to Ott. The drive rattles off the pile. Krejci softly to the neutral zone. Marchand forward to the red line, but he couldn't get the puck away from Tyler Myers. Linus Omar blanketed by David Krejci. Jurgensen's up the boards. Bartkowski slings it around. It gets past Lucic. Ehrhoff taps it up the wall. Lucic to Iginla, high slot. Omar lifts his stick, takes the puck away, trickles it forward to Girgensons. Girgensons for Ennis, bats it out of the air, trickles toward Rask. He guns it off the corner boards as we approach 1 minute to go.
1 minute remaining in the period.
Zdeno Chara turning away from Matt Molson's pressure. Off the glass and all the way to the Buffalo zone. Henrik Tillinder gives it forward. Weber to Foligno. Foligno winds into the Boston zone. Bad angle wrist shot. Rask sticks it to the end boards. Chara in a stick battle there against Molson. Ennis comes out with the puck. The diagonal to Tillinder. The slap pass from Molson. Rask gets back up after committing and makes the stop. Save of the game brought to you by Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you? Well, Tuukka Rask saved the Bruins, denying first Matt Ellis and then Linus Ullmark after the Marchand giveaway. those were huge and timely saves, as if Buffalo, for the second time in 3 nights, had come back to tie the Bruins. Who knows? Riley Smith, empty net. Ehrhoff, the defenseman. Smith carries it.
Doing the job in the face-off circle, doing a job in your own zone. Smart plays, hard and high off the glass. And then the good speed of Riley Smith. If Smith had corralled that puck, maybe he goes for the empty net right away. Maybe he has some options with some people coming late. Soupy Campbell, Patrice Bergeron. But when he finally tracks that puck down, his best option is to find the net and end this thing.
It's Riley Smith's second consecutive Saturday night with 2 goals in a game. And only the second time he has done it in his NHL career. Riley Smith, the hidden gem in the Sagan trade so far. And there are a lot more jewels there. Final 10 seconds of this one. It was a must 2 points for the Bruins, and they deliver. 4-1 the final.
Lesson learned, Jack. Similar situation Thursday night against this same team. Different ending tonight.
They did what they had to do, fellas. It's all yours, Dale.
They did that, Jack, and a 4-1 win for the Boston Bruins tonight over the Buffalo Sabres. Coming up on Ace Ticket Bruins Overtime Live, we'll get reaction from the Bruins dressing room. Head coach Claude Julien will go one-on-one with Jamie Erdahl. We'll also get a preview of Monday's game in Nashville against the Predators. It's the last game before the Christmas break. The Bruins beat the Buffalo Sabres, and we'll break it all down for you tonight on Ace Ticket Bruins Overtime Live.